to For What It's Worth, the show that combines quizzing with a curiosity for curios. We have 3 pairs of contestants who are ready to play, and each team has a quizzer who has to answer a general knowledge question correctly so that their partner, the picker, has a chance to choose an antique or collectible and build a collection. And the aim of the game is to amass the most valuable collection. Joining me today is a man so immersed in the world of antiques, we have to dust him off before every show. It is Charlie Ross. Very nice to see you, Charlie.
It's wonderful to be here. We're going to have a cracking show, aren't we? I just feel it in my bones.
Do you?
I do.
Well, what kind of collectibles do we have for our contestants to fight over?
Well, today, Fern, we have a planter, a menorah, a barometer, a toy, a plate, a credenza, a coin, a jar, a bowl, some figurines, a doll, and a tool.
Well, one of these items is our top lot, which is worth a whopping £2,500. That is the lot to spot, because at the end of the show, the winning pair will walk away with the cash equivalent of one of their items. But beware, because the lots do decrease in value, right down to our worthless lot, which is a tenner or less. And that, of course, is the lot to avoid. So who's playing today? Let's meet our teams. Team 1, who are you?
Hi Fern, I'm Al, and this is my wife Chris.
We've been married for 33 years and I collect boot and shoe-shaped objects.
Very nice to have you here. Welcome to Team 1. And Team 2, who are you?
Hi, I'm Di, and this is my friend Maggie. We've been friends for years, and apparently I'm always getting her into trouble.
Getting her onto the show, I think. Welcome,
yeah.
Team 2. And Team 3, who are you?
Hi Fern, hi Charlie, I'm Christopher, and this is my friend Kerry.
We've been family friends for years and we're neighbours.
It's lovely to have you here. Good luck, everybody. Now, earlier, our teams got to inspect our lots, watched over by Charlie. But will they separate the Chip and Dale from the car boot sale?
Right, Kerry, it's down to you, you're the expert.
Oh, this isn't what I was
Lot
expecting.
to choose from.
This looks good, lovely.
I'm going to go, it's 18th century, English punch bowl.
I love it. Look at that.
It looks arts and crafts,
It does,
doesn't
it's very arts and crafty, that is.
Arts and craftsy. Straight in, Chris.
I like those. I like the figurines.
Like Royal Worcester.
I think this man must be an antique dealer.
They just don't do it for me.
I would walk past them in a car boot.
Let's walk past
Yeah,
them then.
good.
That is one of the great expressions.
The credenza.
Now, that's your cup of tea, not mine. Italian, isn't it? Is it?
Why do we think it's Italian?
I think they call that with like figures and scenes Watto-esque.
Watto-esque. Blimey O'Reilly.
Very nice. I like that. Is that a barometer? Yeah. It says barometer.
Negretti and Zambra, they were good makers as well, I think, of barometers.
They certainly were. Didn't touch it.
George the Fourth, I think.
Would you buy it?
I'd buy it for 100 quid.
I like this candlestick diana. This has got a winder.
It's quite nice, but it doesn't look that old to me.
It is silver though.
It is silver. I was half expecting it to be heavier than that, but probably is bronze.
Stags are very collectible at the moment. Stags are in.
Stags are in.
I reckon she's not that old, because I had one like that. And I'm not old.
I don't think people would pay a lot for them.
She's a bit scary, isn't she?
Yeah.
What about the car?
I think it's quite collectible.
Yeah.
It's either in good condition or been painted, but I think it's probably just in good condition.
What is it, Di? I wonder what it is.
Looks like a dentist tool or something like that to me.
A very broken plate.
16th century, yeah.
Is that
Myolica, yeah.
I think that's worth nothing considering it's got duct tape underneath it.
Well, it's been, yeah.
Look at the bodge job that they've done underneath.
A budge job.
The jar.
Yeah. I always get confused with these Japanese, Chinese.
Yeah.
Blue and white is a hit and miss, isn't it? It's either worth loads or it's worth nothing.
Good point, Kerry. It's either worth loads or nothing.
I'll pick the jar
For your top lot.
for the top lot.
The cabinet.
I'm going for the Chinese vase.
Okay.
I'm going to say the cupboard, the credenza, and the dolly for the bottom lot.
And either the tool or the doll in the bottom. What do you think's the worst lot?
The doll.
Oh, that was really good fun, wasn't it?
Ooh, Charlie. What do you think of our teams today?
I just can't spot who's going to win. It's going to be a tight competition, I think.
And how has the valuation of these antiques been reached?
Well, Fern, the values for each lot have been agreed between myself and an independent valuer. They're based on a hammer price we would expect them to reach at auction, but with no auction costs added.
And just to add an extra twist, we have our mystery lot. It could be worth thousands, or it could be worth peanuts. That's for our winners to decide a little bit later on. But for now, teams, it's time for round 1. I'm going to ask 8 general knowledge questions. Now, pickers, before each one, I will ask you to select which lot you would like to play for. And then quizzers, if you buzz in with a correct answer, you will get to add that to your collection. But beware, if you buzz in incorrectly, you'll be frozen out of the next question. OK, so pickers, would you please make your first pick? Let's see what you've chosen. Chris and Al have gone for the bull, Maggie and Di have gone for the credenza, and Christopher and Kerry have also gone for the bull. Quizzers, fingers on buzzers, question 1. Justin Timberlake was an original member of which boy band? Time's up. I had to ask a young person this because it looks like NSYNC, but it's actually NSYNC. Right, nobody got anything for their collections yet. That was just a warm-up. Pickers, make a pick. Chris and Al have gone for the bull, Maggie and Di the credenza, Christopher and Kerry the bull. Question 2, quizzers. In the nursery rhyme Hey Diddle Diddle, the dish runs away with... Yes, Maggie.
Spoon.
The spoon. The full question is, in the nursery rhyme Hey Diddle Diddle, the dish runs away with which item of cutlery? You said spoon, that is correct, and the credenza starts off your collection. OK, pickers, make a pick. Well, Chris and Al are sticking with the bull, Maggie and Di have gone for the barometer, and Christopher and Kerry are sticking with the bull. So here we go, question number 3. Which United Nations agency primarily works for the protection of children around the world? Yes, Maggie.
UNICEF.
It is UNICEF, well done. The barometer is yours. Pickers, make a pick. Chris and Al still with the bull, Maggie and Di the figurines, but Christopher and Kerry are still wanting the bull as well. Question 4. Where in our solar system would you find a dividing line called the lunar terminator? Yes, Chris?
On the moon.
Correct, it is the moon. The bowl is yours. Pickers, make a pick. Chris and Al have gone for the jar, Maggie and Di the figurines, but Christopher and Kerry also want the jar, so Team 1 and Team 3 are fighting it out. Question number 5, quizzers. Jarlsberg cheese originates from which country? Yes, Chris?
Switzerland.
Incorrect. It's Norway. You are frozen out of the next question. Pickers, make a pick. The figurines for Team 2 and the jar for Team 3. The question is, created in 1937, Huey, Dewey and Louie are nephews of which Walt Disney character? Yes, Christopher?
Donald Duck.
Correct. The jar is yours. Chris and Al, you're now back in the game. Pickers, make a pick. Chris and Al have gone for the plate. Maggie and Di are fighting it out with Christopher and Kerry for the figurines. Here's question number 7. Which author wrote the 1922 novel Ulysses? Yes, Chris?
James Joyce.
Oh, Chris, I'm sorry, you were out of time. I know you were trying to say James Joyce, which is correct, but I can't accept the answer because you were out of time. So, Chris and Al, you're now frozen out of the final question. Maggie and Di, Christopher and Kerry, you're playing, so pickers make a pick. Oh, Maggie and Di, Christopher and Kerry have both gone for the figurines. This is the last question in this round, quizzers. The English phrase, meaning the bottom of the sea, refers to a locker belonging to which person? Maggie?
Davy Jones.
Correct. The figurines are yours. Oh, Christopher, I saw you. It was just picked you on the buzzer. Right, at the end of round 1, let's have a look at your collections. Well, Chris and Al, after quite a battle, have won the bowl. Maggie and Di, pair of magpies, aren't you? You have got the credenza, the figurines, and the barometer. And Christopher and Kerry, you got the jar that you really wanted. OK, our teams have started to build their collections, but have they chosen wisely? Well, before they have the chance to add more of them, Charlie is going to give each pair a fact about a lot of their choice, which should give them everything they need to know to make a valuation. Chris and Al, welcome. So, Chris, what do you do?
I've just retired. I used to work as a residential care officer in a special needs school.
So what do you collect, though, Chris?
I collect boot and shoe-shaped objects and legs. So they're all sorts of little tiny things that fit on a very small table, unlike Alan's collections, that take over pretty much the rest of the house.
Al, what do you collect that's huge?
Music boxes, the Victorian ones, the big ones, but also down to little Victorian children's ones wind up. So anything clockwork music.
Does it drive you mad, Chris?
I like to hear them playing, but he is a little bit of an anorak about it all, really, I have to say.
I'm a bit obsessed.
Yeah.
Well, it's lovely to have you here. Now, what lot would you like to know more about? It could be in your collection, someone else's collection, or something still on the grid.
I'd like to know about the tool, because I don't really know what it is.
Yes, the tool.
This tool is a jeweller's mini blowtorch. When you have to repair a fine chain or the intricate workings of a watch, it's no use trying to handle a full-size one. You'd burn the whole thing to a cinder, wouldn't you? So you match the tool to the subject matter and end up with this clever device. It has the Moore and Wright Sheffield maker's mark and is made out of brass. Though this particular blowtorch has been long since left without a flame, could it still ignite a spark in your collection?
Probably.
That's something to think about, isn't it? Right, let's move to team 2. Hello, Maggie and Di. Now, Maggie, you're best friends who laugh a lot.
We do.
What kind of things set you off?
We just have great fun. We were laughing all the way here on the train. We had the train carriage laughing. We had the ticket guy laughing. It was, yeah, it was good fun. We just seem to giggle, don't we?
So, Maggie, what do you collect?
I like jewellery, Fern.
Who doesn't?
I love jewellery.
What kind of jewellery, though?
Diamonds, but I can never afford all of them. But, you know, yeah, everything really.
And what do you collect, Di?
Mostly little things, silver type things, pretty things. I do have some furniture that I bought at auction that I like.
So what would you like to ask Charlie more about?
Oh, I'd like to ask Charlie about the planter, please.
This majestic item is a planter, and what foliage wouldn't look far grander when surrounded by this elaborate stag? The sculpture is made of bronze, which is most popular for cast metal sculptures, as the metal expands slightly just before it sets, so it fills the finest details of a mould. This mould is overall in good condition, with no visible damage to the surface. However, there are some scratches to the wooden base, and the edges are worn. This piece may not be to everybody's taste, and therefore this could affect its commercial value. However, the question is, would you be happy to plant this in your collection?
While you ponder on that, Maggie and Di, we're going to meet Christopher and Kerry. Welcome, both of you. Christopher, what do you do in your spare time?
I like to go car boots. I never find any rare treasures, though, but I do like to look.
And how do you know Kerry?
We live next door together.
Yeah.
And in fact, in the block, out of a block of 4 houses, there's 3 families that are family and friends, so it's quite nice.
Proper community. Yeah. And Kerry, what do you collect?
A little bit of everything. At the minute, I collect vintage tins, cake tins, biscuit tins, but I'm quite open to anything. I'm more vintage than antique.
Very interesting. What lot would you like to hear more about?
I think the plate.
Charlie, tell us.
This is a truly epic 19th century Maiolica Istoriato plate, or charger. It was, of course, made in Italy. It's clearly not in the best condition, as you've seen. It's severely fragmented, and some of it is missing entirely. But Maiolica, like English Staffordshire, is a rare breed of antique that wears damage and age extremely well, as it only serves to accentuate the object's character. That said, even Maiolica pieces are worth a lot more when they are intact. So, will you tempt the fates and gamble on this battle-weary charger?
Thank you very much, Charlie. Well, I hope that has helped a little bit, because it's time now to play round 2. In this round, the pickers will select a lot to play for, and the quizzers will again try and secure it by answering correctly. But this time around, the lots come with their own question categories, and here they are. So, for example, if you wanted the planter, I would offer you a choice of questions on fruit and veg or UK politics. At the end of this round, the team with the least valuable collection will be eliminated, so choose wisely. Team 1, you're up first. So, Al, what would you like to try to go for?
The car.
You're going to go for the toy car. Chris, would you like a question on fruit and veg or ABBA?
Fruit and veg, please.
Fruit and veg. OK, here we go. Which fruit is nicknamed the Chinese gooseberry?
The kumquat.
Unfortunately, that's incorrect. It's the kiwi fruit. Never mind. Di and Maggie. Di, what would you like?
The menorah, please.
The menorah. Maggie, fruit and veg or 80s cinema?
Fruit and veg, please, Fern.
Fruit and veg. Gallia and canary are types of which fruit?
Potato.
Melon.
Oh.
The menorah is not yours. Kerry, what would you like?
Can we have the planter, please?
The planter. Christopher, fruit and veg or UK politics?
I'll try fruit and veg again.
Fruit and veg. Because it was worn by soldiers during an ancient victory, which edible plant is the national emblem of Wales?
The leek.
Correct. The planter is yours. Now, teams, have you missed out on that one item that you really wanted? Because if so, here's your chance to get your hands on it. From now on, you can either go for what's left on the grid, or you can try to steal a lot that is in a rival team's collection. Pickers, be warned, if you choose to steal from another team, they will get to choose which category your quizzer must face. And there's only one rule here. You can't steal from a team who has only one lot in their collection. So, Chris and Al, you are safe. Team 1, Chris and Al, do you want to pick from the grid or steal from a rival?
I'll go for the toy car again.
The toy car again. Chris, fruit and veg, ABBA.
I'll go fruit and veg again.
Fruit and veg. Anjou, Concord and Bartlett are all types of which fruit?
Pear.
Correct. The car is yours. Di, would you like to pick or steal?
I'll try the menorah again, please.
The menorah again. Maggie, fruit and veg or 80s cinema?
Fruit and veg, Fern, please.
Very popular category, this one. OK. What British name is given to the vegetable that Americans call zucchini?
Courgette.
Correct. The menorah is yours. Kerry, pick or steal?
We'll go for the coin. Yeah.
The coin?
Yeah.
OK. Christopher, tennis or famous painters?
I'll have to go famous painters.
Famous painters. The Houses of Parliament in the Fog is a 1903 painting by which Impressionist artist?
I'm going to have to just have a random guess. Oh, Turner.
Incorrect. It's Monet.
Ah.
Amazingly, yes. Monet, so the coin is not yours. Gosh, this is exciting. Shall we do it again? Yes. Team 1, pick or steal?
I think we'll steal this time. I'll go for the figurines.
The figurines in Maggie and Di's collection. So, Maggie and Di, you can confer. Which category do you think Chris is going to have the most difficulty answering?
Famous painters?
Famous painters. And here is your question. Marcel Duchamp painted a moustache and beard onto a copy of which famous image?
Andy Warhol. Oh, painting. Sorry.
We'll have to accept Andy Warhol. I'm so sorry. It's the Mona Lisa. Marcel Duchamp was very naughty and he painted a moustache and a beard onto a copy of her, which is now a very famous image. Maggie and Di, you protected your figurines very well. And Di, now it's your turn. Pick or steal?
I'm going to go for the plate, please.
The plate. Tennis or UK politics, Maggie?
UK politics.
UK politics. The first female MP in the UK, Nancy Astor, was a member of which party?
Labour.
Incorrect. Conservative Party. OK, the plate stays on the grid. Christopher and Kerry, do you want to pick or steal?
I think we're going to steal the bowl.
Which is in Chris and Al's collection. Chris and Al, what category do you think Christopher's going to have trouble with?
Politics. UK politics.
UK politics. OK, Christopher? In September 2012, who was elected leader of the Green Party of England and Wales?
No idea.
Shall I give you the answer?
Please, yeah.
Natalie Bennett.
Hey.
Well protected, you've kept the bowl, Chris and Al. Well, that is the end of the round, so let's see how the collections are looking. Chris and Al, you have the bowl still and the toy. Maggie and Di, you have the credenza, the figurines, the menorah and the barometer. And Christopher and Kerry, you have the jar and the planter. OK, for one team, it's now the end of the road. Charlie has been keeping tabs, and the team with the least valuable collection will now be eliminated. So, Charlie, who's leaving us first?
Well, the pair sadly leaving us first is Chris and Al.
Chris and Al, and you've got such interesting things in your collection. Not only are you leaving the game, but you're also leaving those behind with us. But I'm quite sure you'd like to know how much they're worth, wouldn't you?
We would.
Yes.
Well, let's take the toy first, shall we? This toy is a scale model of a Ford Zodiac. Produced by Triang Toys in the 1960s, this model was part of their spot-on range of scale model cars. This particular model is in good condition, but has some paint chips on it. It is in its original box, but the box has a bit of damage, including one missing inner flap and taped outer flaps. As toys go, it's reasonably valued, but it's probably a little bit late, the spot-on range, and so we've put £100 on it. Now, the bowl. This is an arts and crafts silver bowl. The arts and crafts movement began in Britain around 1880 and quickly spread across America and indeed Europe. It was a reaction against the austere Industrial Revolution and looked to put form and creativity back into design. This is sterling silver, and the hallmarks tell us that it was made in London in 1906. The bowl is in good condition with no visible signs of damage. You liked it, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
And that's why you chose it. And sadly not quite valuable enough to pull you up into the top two, but £800 worth.
Very well spotted. So the total value of their collection
is £900.
Chris and Al, it's been a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much for playing, for what it's worth. And also the unclaimed items in the grid are now leaving the game, so let's quickly find out from Charlie what they are worth and is the top lot still in the game?
We'll start with the doll. Now, we've got a rare doll from the 1950s. You'll notice that this doll has unusual features for that time. Bending knees. This feature wasn't common during doll production in the 1950s, hence these dolls were given the name Walker dolls. This particular model is 22 inches tall, and its original hair and its eyes and its eyelashes are in jolly good condition. Original packaging always has an effect on an item's worth, and this doll is not in its original box. But is this beauty worth a bundle? £120.
Oh.
Now, the coin. Here we have a George IV sovereign gold coin. This 22-carat gold sovereign was minted in 1826, midway through the King's reign. It is the same size as a pound coin, but as it's made of 91.66% pure gold, it should be worth slightly more than a quid. The coin itself has a left-facing bare head portrait of George IV on the front, with the reverse design depicting the royal shield. It's rare, indeed, to find this coin in such great condition. But this is actually worth £1,500.
Oh, my gosh.
Crumbs. The tool. Well, we've heard what it is. It's very practical, but it's completely worthless.
Yeah.
Now, the plate. The original Maiolica dates from the Renaissance period. It is damaged, but Maiolica, rather like English Staffordshire, isn't affected in the same way that perhaps a piece of Meissen or Worcester porcelain would be by damage. Therefore, the fact that someone's had a bit of a chew out of it and glued it together is not as vital as it might be. And it's worth £500.
Oh, OK.
More than I thought.
So hang on a minute. The bottom lot has gone, which means...
The top lot is somewhere there.
And it's worth £2,500.
Handy.
Crikey.
Teams, congratulations on getting this far. You now have one last chance to pick our experts' brains. The top lot is still in the game, so make it count. Which lot do you really need to know more about? Let's start with Di and Maggie.
We'd like to know about the jar, please.
This is a ginger jar created in China in 1620, meaning it's genuine Ming dynasty. The hand-painted scenes are traditional images of good luck, as demonstrated in the gestures of goodwill that the figures are exchanging. The name Ming will always cast a halo over any object. But this jar is one of thousands of its kind. So what's it worth?
Christopher and Kerry, what would you like to know more about?
The credenza, please.
It's a lovely word, isn't it, credenza? What exactly is it? The word comes from the English word credence and the Italian word for belief, which makes sense because the first credenzas were used as a place for food that needed to be tasted to test for poison before being served to a VIP. Well, someone like Fern, of course. This one is
As long as it's got ketchup, I don't care.
This one has no ketchup on it at the moment.
Oh.
It's not ebony, I'm afraid, but it's wood which has been stained to look like ebony. There's also these exquisite gilt metal mounts and this interesting plaque in the middle. But do you have belief in its true value?
Well, while you have a little think about that, let's go for our final round. And at the end of this, we'll have our winners. In this round, I'll show you a category and 12 possible answers. Now, 9 are correct, but 3 are not. Each of you will then take turns to choose an answer you think is correct. And as it's the final round, both quizzers and pickers will play, so there's nowhere to hide. Pick a wrong answer and your opponents will be able to steal a lot from your collection. If all 9 correct answers are given, then the team who give the final correct answer will be the winners. We will play 3 questions in total, and the pair with the most valuable collection can choose to go first or second on this round. Charlie, who's that at the moment?
Well, Fern, I can reveal that the team with the most valuable collection is... Christopher and Kerry.
Ooh,
My
goodness.
Interesting. Christopher and Kerry have 2 lots in their collection. Maggie and Di have 4. It's always quality, not quantity. Right, Christopher and Kerry, the first question is this. Books of the New Testament. Would you like to go first or second?
Can we go first, please?
Of course. Let's have a look at the answers. Christopher, give me an answer.
I'm going to go John.
John. Yeah, that's a good one to go for. Correct, it's one of the Gospels. Maggie.
James?
Correct. Traditionally attributed to James the Just. Kerry.
Romans?
Romans. Yes, a letter to the church at Rome. Di.
Acts.
Acts. Yes, known as the Acts of the Apostles. Christopher.
Augustus.
Augustus. Oh, it's wrong. It's the name of a Roman emperor at the time Jesus was born. Let's have a look at the other wrong answers. Augustus, Antigone is a figure from Greek mythology, and Shannara is a fantasy series by Terry Brooks. Did you know that?
Well, I might not got it, but yeah, I'm a bit sad at getting it wrong.
Well, you're going to feel sadder now because Maggie and Di are going to steal something from you. Do you want the jar or the planter?
The jar, please.
The jar is going into your collection now. Right, Maggie and Di, team 2, your question is scientific prefixes. So which of these are real scientific prefixes for units of measurement? Do you want to go first or second?
We'll go first, please.
OK, here are the answers. Maggie, give me an answer.
Micro.
Micro. Correct, it's 1/1,000,000th. Christopher.
Nano.
Nano. Correct, that's 1/1000,000,000th. Di.
Terra.
Terra. Correct, that's 1 trillion. Kerry.
Giga?
Giga. Correct. 1 gigabyte is 120 billion bytes. Maggie.
Exa.
Exa is correct. An exasecond is about 32 billion years. How about that? You learned something here. Christopher.
Pressure's on here, isn't it?
Yep.
Taco.
Taco. Is that correct? Oh, that's a Mexican food.
I thought it was tachograph, you see.
No, let's see the other wrong answers. Arco is an instrument played with a bow. And Tara was the plantation house in Gone with the Wind. OK, Maggie and Di, that means you can steal a lot from your opponents. What would you like?
We'll have the planter then, please.
And it's yours. Ooh. Christopher and Kerry, you came into this round as the leaders. All is not lost, because the third question is yours. Ready? Here it is. Jim Henson's Muppets. So you're looking for the real names of any of Jim Henson's Muppets. Would you like to go first or second?
First, please.
First, please. You say that with some confidence. Let's have a look at the answers. Christopher, give me an answer.
Gonzo.
Gonzo. Correct. Purple with that funny bent nose. Maggie.
Animal.
Animal. Correct. The red and hairy drummer. Kerry.
I haven't got a clue. I was going to say animal, so Scooter?
Scooter. Yes, he's orange with glasses.
I don't know anymore, so I don't even want it to come back round.
Di.
Beaker.
Beaker. Correct. Tall and thin with a shock of orange hair. I think he was always helping out in the science lab. Yes. Christopher?
Roll.
Rolf. Yes, of course. My favourite, the scruffy brown dog. Maggie?
Waldorf.
Waldorf. Yes, one of the grumpy old men who sat up in the box of the theatre. Kerry?
Walter?
Walter?
Oh, my.
Correct.
Ooh,
He
yeah.
first appeared in the 2011 film. It's like playing Russian roulette, isn't it?
Oh, I'm having a heart failure now.
Di.
Rizzo.
Rizzo. Correct.
That was lucky.
Rizzo the
The
rat.
pressure's just totally
Oh,
down.
Christopher, you're down to the last one. If you get this and then pick the right item, you could still win the game.
Sweetums.
Sweetums. Correct!
Well done.
Oh, the pressure, I couldn't get 3 wrong, come on.
Sweetums is a large, hairy ogre. Right, let's have a look at the wrong answers. Emlyn is a CBBC puppet. Hartley is Hartley the hare from Pipkins. Coco is Courtney Cox and David Arquette's daughter. So there you go. Very well played,
Well,
Christopher. That's the way
relief,
to
I can
do it.
tell you.
Yes. OK, this is the most important
We can
pick of
confer
the
on
show. You can confer. One of those 6.
No, it's one of the two. We also know they made thousands of
Yeah,
them.
but a lot got turned into lumps and stuff.
OK, we'll go
It's
for the
up to you,
jar.
your choice.
No, go on.
Can we go for the jar,
We'll go
please?
for the jar, yeah.
The jar is yours. Is it enough to steal victory? That's it. Your collections are complete and will determine which team is victorious. Charlie, who are today's winners?
I can reveal that the team with the most valuable collection and the winners of today's show are Christopher and Kerry.
Well done.
Whoa! So many commiserations to dear Maggie and Di. Team 2, you did not create a valuable enough collection.
No.
I'm so sorry. But before we say goodbye to you, you want to know the value of the
Please,
collection, don't you?
yes.
So, Charlie, what did you make of their choices?
Splendid, frankly. And lots of them, too. The barometer. Here we have an intricately designed pocket barometer. This piece was made by the firm Negretti and Zambra, opticians and scientific instrument makers to Her Majesty Queen Victoria. This piece, from the late 19th century, is in good condition, with minimal markings, and is designed to fit in your pocket. A lovely object, but really only worth £80. Gosh, surprising.
I was convinced that was
Now, the planter, it's bronze. The thing about this is it lacks real age. And, of course, as many of you pointed out, there is no signature. But nevertheless, it's a tidy £150. Now, here we have a sterling silver menorah bearing a Birmingham hallmark for 1964-65 and by Alexander Smith. The menorah is one of the oldest symbols of the Jewish faith. While brass menorahs can be fairly valuable items, sterling silver ones like this can fetch a much higher price at auction. It's in extremely good condition, and it's a pretty tidy sum, £180. The figurines. Here we have a pair of Royal Worcester figurines by Hadley, Worcester's principal modeller by about 1870. This female music duet are his most well-known of those still in circulation. As you know, Royal Worcester is very collectible, and this particular pair is beautifully crafted, and they're worth £400. The credenza. Well, we talked about the credenza. A lot of 19th century furniture was ebonised after 1861, because that's when Prince Albert died. And from that date onwards, Queen Victoria, of course, always dressed in black, and it had a huge influence on furniture. It's a cracking bit of furniture and extraordinary value at just £400.
No.
Surprising, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that gave a total of 5 objects in your collection of just £1,210. When I say just, it's not a bad sum, is it, Fern?
Not bad at all, but sadly not good enough. You have played this game so well. Maggie and Di, it's been a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much for playing. For what it's worth. Christopher and Kerry, you have won the value of the jar. It is the top lot, and it's worth £2,500. You played so cleverly, and even at that last gasp, were you absolutely certain that was the top lot?
I thought it was when we went in the room.
I thought we were going to be out there, and I didn't think it would be enough versus their 5 prizes to make it through.
It was a great gamble for you, because I remember when you saw it in the room, you came up with that wonderful comment. This is either worth diddly squat or a fortune.
Well, here's another hoop to jump through. Can we tempt you with our mystery lot? Would you swap the jar for that? The mystery lot could be worth even more. There you go, Christopher and Kerry. That is the lot you've won, this beautiful vase. As things stand, we know you've won its value in cash. We know it's the top lot. We know it's worth £2,500. But the game isn't over yet, because we want to tempt you with our mystery prize. Charlie, what have you got for us? Oh.
It is indeed a letter. If I said Crippen to you, would it send shivers down your spine?
It would indeed.
He was, of course, the infamous doctor who was sentenced to spend the rest of his life in Pentonville prison after his wife, Cora, was found dead in his basement. Their marriage was one filled with deceit. Crippen fell head over heels in love with his mistress, Ethel Leneve, and the two attempted to escape to America. His devotion to Leneve is only too apparent in this letter, written from prison on the 17th of November, 1910. This is Crippen's confirmation of his last will and testament, naming Ethel Leneve as his sole executor. In his words, and I quote, "I trust her in every way that she has given me the only real happiness I have ever known, that I love her above all else in this life, and that for nearly 4 years she has been united with me in heart, soul, and body as my wife." Positively dripping in provenance, this truly is one of a kind. To some with an eerie interest in the macabre, this item would be very, very valuable. But does its sombre story appeal to your darker side?
Myself, I think we've done absolutely fantastically to get the top prize, and we know its value and we know what it's worth. Plus, I like it a lot more than the letter.
I don't even know who he is. So,
Okay.
so for me, I wouldn't bother. I'd just stick with what we got.
Final decision. Is it the letter or the jar?
I'm going to stick with my first intuition. It's up to you to make the choice, but I'm going to
No,
stick
I'm going to go with the majority vote, yeah.
I'm going to
stick
the
with
jar.
that.
Thank you, Charlie.
Because I don't know him.
The jar it is, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
The jar it is. And that means you have won its worth in cash. Charlie, reveal what they've thrown away.
Well, of course, there'll never be another letter like this, will there?
No.
This is the only one. Anyway, you've made your decision, and I can tell you that this, almost use the word priceless manuscript, is worth £2,000.
So good.
That wouldn't have been bad, though. But,
Yes. Well done. Today, Christopher and Kerry, you are going home with £2,500.
Thank you both so much.
you
You've
both,
had
yeah.
such a
Oh,
lovely, lovely
Thank
time.
you. You've been amazing.
still going.
Thank you. You have been amazing. Amazing. Charlie, thank you so much for lending us all your expertise. So we'll see you next time.
Indeed.
Indeed. And we look forward to seeing you next time when more teams will be trying to spot the lot to win the lot on For What It's Worth. Goodbye for now. Bye.
Bye.
That's so good.